So I was kind of hoping the Charlie would go a little bit longer, so that way I could
Prepare?
That way I could prepare what I was going to do, but that's fine. That's fine. It's okay. What we're going to do is, my name is Robert Kaninsky, but oftentimes when I do Irish music, my stage name is Robert Brown, as Brown is an old family name and much more pronounceable than other family names. I am going to sing you a song, try to, and it's a silly song from Australia. It's done by Rolf Harris. And the song is called The Court of King Caractacus. And I might need some help from the people in the audience, if that can be arranged. We'll try this here, we'll see how it works. The song is pretty simple, it goes, oh, the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Oh, the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Oh, the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Oh, the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. See, it's pretty simple. It's an easy song. But what I'm going to ask you guys to do is I'm going to ask you to help me sing the third line of each verse. Now the faces on the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the faces on the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the faces on the ladies, none of you doing this, oh fuck it, just passing by. Now the faces on the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the noses on the faces and the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the noses on the faces and the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the noses on the faces and the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Everyone knows that. The ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the freckles on the noses on the faces and the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the freckles on the noses on the faces and the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the freckles on the noses on the faces and the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the freckles on the noses on the faces and the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the boys who put the powder on the freckles on the noses on the faces and the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the boys who put the powder on the freckles on the noses on the faces and the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by.
Yeah!
Now the boys who put the powder on the freckles on the noses and the faces and the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus, I knew that's what you were going to say, was just passing by. Now the boys who put the powder on the freckles on the noses on the faces and the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the fastening, which is put the scintillating stitches in the breeches, the boys who put the powder on the freckles on the noses and the faces of the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the fastening, which is put the scintillating stitches in the breeches, the boys who put the powder on the freckles on the noses on the faces and the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the fastening, which is put the scintillating stitches in the breeches, the boys who put the powder on the freckles on the noses on the faces and the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the fastening, which is put the scintillating stitches in the breeches, the boys who put the powder on the freckles on the noses and the faces and the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now if you like to take some pictures of the fastening, which is put the scintillating stitches in the breeches, the boys who put the powder on the freckles on the noses and the faces and the ladies in the harem of the court of King Caractacus, well, I'm sorry, but they just passed by. Thank you. So, our next performer up, if he's here, is a comedian. So I don't want to do a serious song, which was actually what I was going to do second. So now I've got to very quickly remember one of the other silly songs and do that. Oh yes, do this one. It's called, you'll figure it out. Many, many years ago when I was 23, I was married to a widow who was pretty as could be. This widow had a grown-up daughter who had hair of red. My father fell in love with her and soon the two were wed. This made my dad my son-in-law and changed my very life. My daughter is my mother, for she is my father's wife. To complicate the matter, even though it brought me joy, I soon became the father of a bouncing baby boy. This little baby then became a brother-in-law to Dad, and so became my uncle, though it made me very sad. For if he was my uncle, then he also was the brother of the widow's grown-up daughter, who of course was my stepmother. And I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but really it's so. I'm my own grandpa. My father's wife then had a son which kept him on the run, and so became my grandchild, for he was my daughter's son. My wife is now my father's mother, and it makes me blue. Although she is my wife, she is my grandmother too. Now if my wife is my grandmother, I am her grandchild. And every time I think of it, it nearly drives me wild. Now I have become the strangest case you ever saw. As husband of my grandmother, I am my own grandpa. And I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but really it's so. I'm my own grandpa. Thank you. So before I surrender the stage is Element 25. I see some people in the back. Yeah, look at you guys. All right. Thank you very much for my time on stage. I'm Ski. We're going to bring up our next performers. Put your hands together for Element 25 with Paper Dolls as the lead.